So we all know that sexual reproduction, there are 3 sequential steps. One is the gamete formation, number 2 gametic fusion, and number 3 gametic fusion leads to formation of zygote, and number 3 zygote develops into an embryo and embryo further develops into a new individual, right? Now here, for the gametic fusion to happen, for the gametes to fuse, if the male and the female gametes are produced in 2 different organisms, both of them should be brought together. Physically, both of them should be brought together so that fusion can happen. So this process is called as gametic transfer. So gametic transfer is the step that takes place between gametic formation and before the fusion of gametes. So the male and the female gametes need to be physically brought together to facilitate the fertilization, which is otherwise called as fusion of gametes, or which is otherwise called as syngamy. Now this fusion can happen in different ways depending on the type of gametes. So if you know, in most of the organisms, the male gamete is motile and the female gamete is stationary. But in few organisms like few fungi and algae, both types of gametes are motile. If you can see here, the female gamete is having flagellum, the male is also having flagellum. So when both the gametes are having flagellum, both are motile in nature. But in this case, here the male gametes, the sperms are only motile. These sperms, they have to swim and reach the large non-motile egg cell, which is immotile, right? Now for the sperm or for the male gamete, the motile male gamete, to reach the immotile female gamete, this male gamete needs some medium through which it can reach the female gamete. The male gamete needs some medium through which it can reach the female gamete. Very often that medium is water. In plants like algae, which is aquatic in nature, bryophytes and pteridophytes, which needs water for their growth, water is essential not only for their growth but also for fertilization event, right? So the male gametes, if you look at this image, you can very clearly see that this is all water, this is all water here, the male sex organ and the female sex organ. This is the male sex organ, the antheridium, and the female sex organ, archegonium. Now these are the anthrozoids, the male gametes, anthrozoid, and this is the female gamete, the egg cell. So if you see, the male sex organ is producing many male gametes and these male gametes are released into water. Now they have to swim all through this water and they have to reach the egg cell, right? So water is the medium here. So what is the guarantee that every time all the male gametes will definitely reach the female gametes? There is no guarantee. A very large number of male gametes fail to reach the female gametes. In order to compensate this loss during transportation, these organisms, they produce more number of male gametes when compared to the female gametes. Suppose a plant produces 1000 male gametes, it produces 1 female gamete. This is the ratio in which. So why it is producing more number of male gametes? So that to increase the chances of male gamete reaching the female gamete. Why? Because most of the male gametes are lost during the transportation, right?